Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 3, The Reunion Part 2. All right, you guys, so we picking right up where we left off last week, which was with Trina wilding out and going crazy on everybody at the, backstage after she had that blow up with Nicki Natural. All right, this bitch got so mad. I mean, she went and changed her clothes and everything. She said she was leaving. And Kendall... Did you guys see when she went off on Kendall? She said, I don't give a fuck about nobody on this show. Not you, not Mona, not none of these damn producers around here or anything. You are not fixing to play with me. Don't play with me, okay? Do not do that. Nobody's going to disrespect me and nobody going to do this. That real fast Miami girl talk that she does. And Kendall was just standing there looking like, oh, now should I make a joke about this? And let's not make a joke just yet. Girl, is it that serious? I mean, I understand, but damn. She had then packed up her shit and she was leaving out. Bobby running out after her, trying to get her to come back and everything. I said, well, maybe she need to go. She this mad. But, the people on the show seem to feel like she has a right to react that way. Suki. Them girls are never gonna go against Trina because they have figured it out politically, whether it's right or wrong, that they not really trying to go up against Trina, not on this show. Nicki Natural says that everybody is like this in Miami. That's the reason why, for real, true blue talented rappers can't make it. Now, I don't know if Nicki got that talent or not, but we knew once Nicki did what she did at the beginning of the season that she was not going to be a fan favorite. I was like, you have closed that coffin on your own self. We knew that this shit was going to happen at the reunion. So even though she was kind of looking like she was a little lost up there on that stage, like, girl, you did it to yourself. They asked Bucky in her hair about the situation with, I guess, everybody jumping on Nicki Natural. And Bucky in her hair was like, well, I don't hang around women where I feel like I need to fight for them because they can all handle themselves, but I guess that's what these batches of girls do here. Then, of course, Bucky in her hair and Suki kind of got into it. But Bucky in her hair was like, I wasn't even trying to fight you. Like, I was trying to de-escalate, but Suki is just being Suki and going on and on. I actually surprisingly loved Suki's dress. Like, I looked at it again yesterday. I mean, you couldn't tell it was like no high designer, but I loved the look of her dress and the design of her dress. I thought she looked very, very pretty. That makeup, though, I was just like, Then I kept on looking. I said, oh, her eyes are real close set. Y'all, they're real close. But anyway, Bucky in her hair not really trying to fight with these girls. I will give it to Bucky in her hair. She has tried to mature some this season. She ain't really have no storyline. Child, there's bees and shit trying to fly in here. She ain't really had no storyline like that, but I could tell that she wasn't trying to get into no for real shit with none of these girls. I mean, they younger and everything. Like I said, she's older. She shouldn't even be dealing with that kind of thing. So, I mean, I guess good for Bucky in her hair for that. Now, let's get to the BAPs and their tour. Them going to the Last Chance Saloon. They was all mad that Album had booked them in the Roach Motel, that they had told them what they, told him what they required, what they wanted, and he came with this shit. Whenever they put that camera on Hood Brat, I was just so disappointed. I was like, oh my God, who styled her? She looked horrible. It was a terrible look for her. And she is so statuesque and tall, like we could have really rocked a look on her. But yeah, that was not it. So every time I put the camera on, my heart was broken for her because you guys know out of them three, Hood Brat is my favorite. Chameleon, she looked very pretty. I told you that I felt like her outfit was costumey. Somebody said that it was like a traditional dress of something. That may have been it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, but it was costumey. Did you guys see the chameleon sitting on her shoulder? Girl, do you have a for real lizard on your shoulder? Okay, it wasn't real, but anyway, while they were there at the last Chance Saloon, we didn't get to see this in the original episode, but we saw it last night. Evidently, one of the ladies there was quoting some of the lyrics of Suki where it said nigga, okay? And the lady was white. So the lady was quoting the song, and then she also said some shit about nigga. I didn't really understand what she was saying or whatever. They put it on the screen. I saw it, but I was just like, didn't really care to make much sense of it. The bottom line is the white lady said nigga quite a few times, okay? And Suki got upset. And I would have probably gotten upset too. I'm not really part of that. I'm also not part of that school where white people are able to say the word nigga. I know we have had this discussion so many times. Who is that walking? I know we've had that discussion so many times about it. I haven't progressed to the point where I don't say the N word, but let me as a black person deal with that with my black people and white folks. I just don't want them to say it. Now, when a white person is reciting the lyrics, that's where it always gets weird for me, because it's like they're reciting the lyrics. You said it in the song, you're there performing for them. You know, what do you want them to do? To self-censor themselves or edit themselves? You know, they may or may not do that, you know? So there is some conflict there, and there's just some things that I guess you got to figure out as an artist what you are and are not okay with. Well, Suki said she wasn't okay with it. She wanted to cuss the girl out and all of that. Okay, she said that she felt like the lady was not laughing with her, but at her. I said, well, honey, they laugh at you quite a bit. Okay, hopefully Suki will see herself in this past season. And I mean, I'm not saying that she needs to change her, you know, the core of what her character is, because I really don't think that that's like how she is 24/7. I'm not saying that she needs to change that, but there needs to be some tweakings to her. If she's trying to cross over and really trying to make it, you're going to have to tone some of that shit down. So then they get into this whole conversation about the N-word, and, you know, Amada La Negra gets in it and she starts to talk about it. Kind of gets off talk though, because she starts talking about being accepted as a black person and, you know, in the Latina community and all that, has nothing to do really with the N-word. And so I was just like, here go Amada La Negra trying to, okay, here she go trying to make it be about her and people talking about her being too dark to be a Latina. It's like, girl, go somewhere. Y'all, I'll tell you, I'm about to sweat to death in here. And I really could turn on my car because my gas is full. I don't go nowhere. I'm just sitting here in my driveway. So it's just like I really could turn on the air, but I don't want to, y'all. We're going to make it through. Let's jump over to Briscoe. So Shello was there with him. And Shello looks like she's proud to be there with her man Briscoe. You know, she had already agreed that them two were going to try to work it out. And Briscoe, again, he tells us about his 5-year that he only did 3.5 years for, you know, how it changed his life. You know, he had a lot of pressure on him. That's why he was acting such a fool before he got arrested. You know, he had billboards about him in Miami. You know, it was a lot of pressure for him to build up to be that person that people were seeing on the billboard. So that's why he was wilding out with the women and the drinking and the drugs and all of that. But he's a changed man now. He got Shello. Shello, how did that affect you? She said she was disappointed because that's not really what he was. He was just really reacting off of like this newfound fame. And she was disappointed that he was being that way. But now he's changed, you know. He done picked up a little weight. You know, back then he was real thin. So the nigga was wiry, I guess, okay? But now he done gained weight and everything. So he done settled down. I said, well, what that got to do with it? What is this conversation that we are having? Is nigga too chunky to go fuck around? Like, I mean, it's obviously not. We're going to find that out later. But let's stick to the notes that I have here in front of me. You know, now that he done gained this weight, he don't be out there fucking these bitches like he used to and everything. You know, he don't be drinking and doing drugs and all of that. Oh, okay. Did not know that that was a direct correlation between the two. See what you learn on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Now, the bullshit with Briscoe comes later. When Chameleon, we see an uncut scene where Chameleon and Briscoe is kissing. And I said, what the fuck is happening here? Okay, now, first of all, do I even believe the storyline? No. This is the same shit that they tried to pull with, what is it? With Safari was kissing somebody. They do this at reunions every now and then. They'll have somebody act like them two are trying to be a couple and they'll see if people will bite. So this storyline here is that Chameleon and Briscoe was kind of fooling around. I first don't want that for Chameleon because I don't want her to have that kind of scandal in her storyline for next season. Secondly, I'm mad at Briscoe because you going on and on about you being a changed man and you got Shello and you want to be with her, but yet and still you fucking around with Chameleon. It was so funny because when that scene started with Briscoe, I noticed all the crazy 88s up there and I was like, why are they right there on the stage? Did you guys notice it was like 8 of them? Okay, they looked like columns, but it was really the security. They were there, and I was like, well, what's about to happen? See, I done got hip to shit on the stage now that I done been there. They must have knew that it was about to be some shit that go down. So we find out not only did Chameleon fuck around with Briscoe, and rewind back, remember Briscoe was trying to get with Joy, but then Joy rerouted her story, and then find out that Miami Tip and him had also did some things. All right, and when they asked him about the Shello, you know, he was just like, oh, that ain't nothing. You know, that's baby moms. It ain't gonna be nothing. That poor baby mama was sitting there. I said, oh, Shello, girl, you know, she just sitting there listening. I felt bad for her because nobody seemed to be taking into consideration how she felt. Maybe she don't even care, okay? Maybe she just getting the check because she was like, are you serious? You know, she kind of started hitting on him and everything, and the crazy 88s get her. But it doesn't blow up like I think they thought it was going to be. But Briscoe is still like, yeah, we gonna talk, you know, because she upset and everything. You know, she frustrated. Yeah, we gonna have a discussion. Nigga, we don't need to keep having a discussion. You keep on doing the same shit over and over. I should have known that Briscoe was on some fuck shit when he told Hood Brat that he was gonna call old boy and tell him to get her a purse. That's what his mentality is. So I was like, oh, Briscoe, I thought I had you, you know, a little bit read better, but no, I done got your number now. He ain't changed, Shello girl. You better pack up your shit and move back to your little apartment where you was happy with your kids. On top of that, Chameleon comes out there and tells them that she missed her period. And I was just like, oh my God. So, you were fucking around with this guy that you really just met. We know that he just got out of jail. Not saying that he has anything, but can we be safe? If you're going to be fucking around with him, can you at least wear a condom? Now you missing periods for niggas, and you already done found out that he done ran through the cast, trying to get to everybody that he could, and still claiming Shello too? Girl, why are you doing this? You are a talented rapper. I love that song that you got. I like you. Let's hope that they decide to scrap this storyline and do something else next season, because I don't want her to have this negative shit on her either. You know, it's just like, why did she do that? It was so left field and out the blue. Like, these two really, and the girl Shello, you know, she didn't even react the way I think that they wanted her to react. Bitch, I am melting in here. Yeah, that story was just crazy. Let's jump over to Joy and Trick. Okay, now we done got Trina back on stage. She done got dressed and everything. Thank you, Trina, for coming on back. Okay, she got attitude, but she there. We start talking to Trick, and, you know, he's that same old cantankerous, you know, mad. Nobody can tell him what to do about his health. You know, he drink a lot of water. He feels like that should handle the things that, you know, come along with him having lupus. He don't want nobody telling him what he should eat, what he should drink, you know, how he should live his life, basically. The reason why he has high blood pressure is because of the people around him, not the food that he eats. Trick Daddy is like your classic uncle that, you know, can cook his ass off and puts lard and shit in the food. Little bit ignorant, also got some sense sprinkled in there. You know, he's that person. Claudia's trying to tell him that the people around him love him. The same thing that Joy was telling him. And he got all that. He got all that. But he got this, okay? He said everybody around them, you know, they might love him, but they all get on his fucking nerves. Hell, he tried to even get Briscoe out to have some Patron the other night, and he could only barely get him to drink a little shot. You know, he ain't even want to drink nothing no more. You know, what's going to happen if Trick Daddy ain't got nobody to hoe out there with? But look, he trying to do better. He stopped smoking boonk and everything. Whatever boonk is. Okay, he said that he now does the rapper weed. He's trying to be a little bit on the straight and narrow. So, you know, y'all give Trick Daddy a break. Okay, as far as him and Joy trying to be together, what's gonna happen there? Deep down, do you guys want to be together? You know, Joy is still sort of like, if he can keep acting the way he's supposed to and doing the things that he needs to do to take care of his health, you know, then maybe. Okay, nobody really truly trying to commit to this, although Trick Daddy has said that that's what he wants. Trina says, well, it's kind of hard, and them two have like a love-hate relationship. They crazy with each other, they crazy without each other. You know, I just would like to see, hopefully they do make it back together. But Trina don't really know how this is all gonna play out. But Claudia says that it's obvious that these two have something, that they just cannot seem to leave each other alone. I say, yeah, it's called a love and hip hop contract. We needs the money. Okay. Mona ain't stupid. Now, closing out Hood Brat's story. Hood Brat, of course, is emotional about her sister's suicide. You know, she still wants to be able to take care of her kids. I mean, her sister's kids. The older sister that they had is taking care of them. But, you know, Hood Brat still ultimately wants to be the one that does it. So that's why she just puts her game face on. You know, she ain't got time to be super emotional about nothing. You know, it's all about her career. She has to make it. There is no fucking plan B. This is it. They asked her if she felt like her sister was stressed out. She said, yeah, she's stressed, but we strong. You know, that kind of made me sad a little bit, because sometimes we as women, or sometimes when we come from you know, when the struggle is real right there, you know, you ain't got time to feel sorry for yourself or anybody around you. Like, it is shit to be done because we have to make it. You can tell that she has the passion in her. She really wants this to happen for her, and I really want it to happen to her, you know, for her too. Okay, so then they get on the conversation about the struggle and what the women go through, you know, being mothers and all that. Trick says that his mom had 10 baby daddies. Okay, that's a lot. Okay. Bobby, in his messiness, was like, Nikki Natural got 3 baby daddies. She was like, yeah, I got 3 baby daddies, but my baby daddies are all involved in my children's lives. Like, you know, so I don't have that same struggle as the rest of you guys. So don't try to pull her down with that. But, you know, everybody up there always, you know, it's a claim to fame to always be able to talk about where you struggled and all of this. I mean, you know, that's what they do on these shows. So that was that. Now, Suki starts talking about chasing her dreams and motherhood and her being down there in Miami. She does have her kids now, she said. And I was like somebody in my comment section was like, she can't rap in Atlanta. You know, she had left Atlanta and came down to Miami to do what she does. And anyway, she's got her kids now. She loves being a mother, and she's going to make sure that she does whatever she needs to do to take care of them. She says that they get what they need. They get what they want. They have a very comfortable life, and she's happy that she's able to do that for them. You know, even if she has to leave for a couple of days at a time. You know, they are definitely her babies, and she is their mama. She gonna sacrifice whatever she needs to do to make sure that they are good. I thought it was funny when Trick Daddy said that, you know, he talked to her, sat down and talked to Suki for some time, and after she got rid of all them fucking antics, that she actually got some sense. And I was like, see, that lets you know that a lot of this should be acting, you know. And I'm really hoping, like I said earlier, I'm hoping that Suki kind of changes a little bit of that is just too abrasive, and maybe she'll come back and be a little bit more mature next season and won't be doing all of this. So she's definitely going to be on the show next season. She already got a place on the she's actually a cast member on this season. So yeah, Mona loves her enough to bring her back. We start talking about colorism, you know, how black men don't really support dark women, you know, and how they always got something negative to say. And we see that all the time in the comments on social media and all of that. Trick Daddy don't have that problem though. You know, Trick Daddy said he eat more dark women. I said, you know, he loved chocolate. He loved to eat chocolate. I was like, oh. Everybody was like, TMI. Anyway, the Suki event that she had, why wasn't Nikki Natural invited? Suki said because she's a fake and she's hoe and she's fucking on Trick Daddy and all of this. Nikki Natural was like, see, this is what I mean. Like, everybody just jumps on me like I'm just this horrible person. And then Suki was like, no, I'm going to be mature. I'm not going to even do that. I'm going to try to stay positive. But she never is able to do it. I mean, bottom line is nobody likes Nikki Natural. Like I said, she did it to herself. I mean, is it overkill? Yeah, nobody else seems to think about the things that they have done wrong themselves. They just continue to put it all on Nikki Natural. Nikki Natural will not be back next season. I'm pretty sure about that. That's pretty much it, you guys. It wasn't much more to the reunion. It was actually, it was okay. But it wasn't life, you know, altering or anything like that. It was just a reunion as far as reunions go. I feel like Claudia did much better in the second half than she did in the first. Now that doesn't mean anything because they could have edited it and chopped it up and put it in different order and all of that. But the second half of the reunion anyway, it felt like Claudia had more control over her guest up on stage, because last week it was just too much pandemonium and niggas was everywhere. Then we close it out. So it was nothing. Actually, Love and Hip Hop Miami this season was a very good season, okay? I definitely would put it ahead of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. We'll see how Love and Hip Hop Atlanta turns out. New York is on hiatus right now, mid-season. And last season for New York actually was cool too. So we'll see. But yeah, Miami was great. They had a hit out of this season. But you know, that can be a curse too, because Love and Hip Hop Hollywood not this last season, but the season before was great. So we was expecting a Love and Hip Hop Hollywood season this past season to be really good, and it wasn't. So you know, let's hope that Love and Hip Hop Miami can keep that magic. But anyway, you guys, that is it. And that concludes season 3 of Love and Hip Hop Miami. All right, rock stars, let me get off of here, get on in the house, get these videos edited and up to you. Okay, again, everybody out there be safe. All right, I'm gonna try. I'm feeling better. My cramps have subsided and I can go up here and eat. All right, now let me get off of here. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right, so I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.